Hi, my name is Will Ector, and I'd like to brag on God. I want to tell you a little bit about one of my first, well, actually my first and number one hero, and that's my dad, Will Sr. My dad was a great model for me growing up. Him and my mom both graduated from the local junior college. My dad was from Georgia. My mom was from Oklahoma. And my dad ran his own business. He was in the loading hay because it was an agricultural reading. He loaded hay at night, and he worked at the school district as a plumber during the daytime. And between all of that, I come from a family of 6 kids, and I'm the fourth oldest, so I had 3 sisters older than me. So I was my dad's handyman when I came around because he had some rental property, and he always had me doing, when something was going on, I had to be there with him. I always wanted to be out playing with the rest of the kids in the neighborhood, but I would be with him over at one of the properties. We're doing plumbing, or we're doing electrical, or we're doing drywall, we're doing some kind of work. And what I didn't know, all the time I was complaining and having to be with my dad, that he was teaching me a bunch of lifetime skills, a lot of lifetime skills. But aside from that, what my dad would always do was just, and he was heavy into the Masonic Lodge and the Eastern Star were heavy in our household. So everything was kind of God-centered. And my dad took such pride in helping out in the community when he could, helping out other people who needed help. And to this day, certain times I'm challenged with certain situations, I can still hear his voice in my ear telling me what I should be doing, what would do the right thing. My dad passed right after I graduated from college. And I remember the night that he passed, I had this dream where he came and he told me everything's going to be okay. He said, I've taught you how to do everything that needs to be done. So I'm not worried. Just take care of your mama. Everything's going to be all right. And what I didn't know when I woke up the next day, that he had taught me all of these skills to do things for myself. And that was one of the things I was very proud of moving forward there. And one of the other things that he was notorious for at the time was that he always kept me working. I'd go work somewhere, but every time I worked and I got paid, I always had money. We go some places, kids didn't have their change. I always had money growing up. Why? Because my dad had me working all the time, but he let me keep my own money. I just remember after he passed, a lot of my dad's friends would come up because he was just so proud that I was the only Black male in our town that had gone off to college, got a degrees, and it came back. They hired me as a teacher at the time, and I was coaching both at the high school football and at the JC as head basketball coach at the JC. And they talked me into joining the Masonic Lodge after he passed. So once I crossed the line and became a Mason, boy, I tell you, all of my dad's friends were just beaming because they felt, hey, Will would have been proud of you. But anyway, that was my dad. As I've gotten older, I've learned to respect the values and the virtues from which he lived by, which were all Christian based. He was heavy into God. He made sure, even as a teenager, he didn't mind us going out on Saturday night, but if you went out on Saturday night, you had to be up to go to church on Sunday morning. That was a house rule. You went to Sunday school, and you went to church, and you went to BTU training in the afternoon. So my dad has always been occupied a heroic spot in my lifetime growing up. And a lot of stuff that I do now, I'm always told that I remind everybody of my dad. So those are some traits. When I hear that, I know I'm doing something right, because he was always that type of person in my life and growing up. So that's my dad. Thank you.